Hey everyone, JT the Soccer Scholar here talking about match day 8 for the GMC. This is the boys soccer edition. And look, we have just 2 match days left. Both Lakota East and Lakota West have to play Hamilton, and that's some makeup games, but just 2 match days left. And it was a kind of interesting match day 7 because oddly enough, with 3 match days left, Mason with a win could actually win the GMC. So let's see what happened here. But Monday night, Sycamore with a 5-1 victory over Hamilton. And then the rest of the matches were all on Tuesday. Princeton 6-0 over Hamilton. It was Lakota East going on the road, picking up a big 2-1 win over Colerain. You saw Fairfield 3-0 over Oak Hills. Lakota West 4-0 over Middletown. And then the big one, the Battle of the Skies, Mason and Sycamore. And this has been kind of, a 1-2 punch, I feel like, for the majority of the last several seasons has been Mason and Sycamore kind of as the 1-2 team in the GMC. But this year, as did last year when Mason needed the road win, a 4-3 wild affair down there in Sycamore, Mason got the win. Here, this time, Mason needed the win to win the GMC. Sycamore holds them off from winning the title just quite yet with a 2-2 draw. But in the end, I don't really think it's going to matter. I think it just delays Mason from getting the title, their 4th straight GMC, and here's why. Look, up at the top, Mason has 19 points. They're 6-0-1 in the GMC, 9-1-3 overall. So what Sycamore did was put a little bit of a it won't be a perfect record for Mason. So Sycamore with a big road draw. But Sycamore, if they wanted to try and get themselves a GMC title here at the end, they had to get the win. Mason able to at least get the draw for it to get the points. They have 19 points. Fairfield then is in second place with 13 points after that win against Oak Hills. Sycamore there at 12, Lakota East and Lakota West both with 11, Princeton and Colerain both with 10, Oak Hills 6, Middletown 1, Hamilton none. But here's the thing, Lakota East and Lakota West both have to play Hamilton. You would assume, just looking at where Hamilton is, likely wins for both the Thunderhawks and the Firebirds, so that would put them at 14 points. Now, with that said, 14 points with 2 matches left, what that means is 2 wins would get you 6 points. That's 20 points. So Mason would have to just get at least 1 point in their final 2 GMC match days to at least earn a share of the title. If they win one of the final 2 match days, then they will get the title itself. Obviously, with Fairfield, they're at 13 points with no games to make up. So the highest that Fairfield could get would be 19. So that just kind of gives you an idea of it. Obviously, with Sycamore, it'd be 18. So let's get to what's happening. Sycamore at home against Oak Hills. This one last year was one where Oak Hills actually got the 1-0 victory against the Aves at home, and that really is what catapulted Oak Hills to finish, I believe, 3rd, if I remember correctly. This year, I think it's a little different story. Obviously, that was a very senior-heavy team last year with Oak Hills. Sycamore at home, they got the big draw against Mason. I think the Aves will get the victory here. Hamilton at home against Colerain. I think Cardinals will bounce back. This is a big matchup for the Cardinals to get geared up for Mason to finish out the GMC season, but I got the Cardinals here in this one. Lakota East and Middletown, obviously the Thunderhawks with a big, crucial 2-1 win over Colerain. I think they keep things moving here with a win on senior night. Mason and Princeton. So Princeton is having a really good season. They got 10 points right now, but can the Vikings go into Comet Country and get a win? Likely not. I think Mason is probably going to actually get the win, but all Mason really needs, like I said, is that draw to at least get a share of the title. I think Mason is going to get the win, and I think Mason is going to have the GMC all to themselves for a 4th straight year. I think they'll be celebrating Comet Country with the win there. And then this one here is actually what I think is probably the most intriguing matchup on the night, Lakota West and Fairfield. Fairfield has had a really, really good season. Obviously sitting there in 2nd place. Lakota West right now is kind of really, they've been an interesting team. They've got a lot of big draws. They got some big wins. I think this one at home is going to be very, very big time for the Firebirds. Fairfield, you like the idea for maybe the win draw, but I think over this past couple match days, I think Lakota West has really shown me that they are a really, really good team in the upper echelons. I think they will actually get the win here against Fairfield. Once again, another heck of a great night for GMC, so make sure you're out there checking all these